Hashtag rise and grind. I'm going to give you 4 things that you can do to become a champion in your work, whatever that work looks like for you. Number 1, in order for you to become a champion in your work, you must become an asset, not a liability. For those of you that don't know, the definition of the word asset is a useful or valuable thing, person, or quality. There's a quote from Machana Dalawayo that says, money is a great asset, talent is an extraordinary asset, and courage is an exceptional asset. What you need to do if you want to become an asset, you want to become an asset, not a liability, on your way to becoming a champion in your work, you must, with trustworthy courage, become useful in your business's growth, in your family's growth, in your children's growth, in your grandchildren's growth, in your organization's growth. You see, you must, with trustworthy courage, become useful in that sense. You must become an asset, something that, a component of that, a proponent of that, not an anchor, not something that slows us down, not something that keeps us back. You see, without growth, there is nothing. This is crucial for you to understand. We are not closest, but when we stop growing is when we start dying. The minute you stop growing and learning and educating your mind is the minute that your mind will start to die. The minute that you stop growing and educating, or not educating, but taking care of your body is the moment that it will start dying. The minute that you stop growing your relationship at home with your kids is the minute that it will start dying. Without growth, no growth equals death. So it is incredibly important that whatever company, whether you work for someone else or you're leading the company yourself or it's your household or it's your nonprofit organization, it's incredibly important that you are focused and an asset towards the growth of that particular work. Step 2 to becoming a champion in your work is you need to throw away your title. Throw it away. Whatever your title it is, just throw it out the window. It matters zero. Now, you've probably heard this before. You're like, okay, well, Glenn, I get it. What you're saying is I just need to be willing to do anything in the organization. If they ask me to pick up trash, I'll pick up trash. If they ask me to wash the windows, I'll wash the windows. Yes, that's a component of it, but it's deeper than that. You see, you must throw away your title in all that you do. Too many people, Brad Lee, I don't know if you guys have ever listened to any of Brad Lee's stuff. Some of his stuff's pretty good. Brad Lee talked about this in a video, and I want to give him credit because I thought it was really powerful. Made an impact in my life. You see, I need you to throw away your title. When someone comes up to you and says, "What do you do?" Our typical answer is our title. Someone says, "What do you do?" You say, "Well, I'm an accountant." "Well, what do you do?" "I'm a sales manager." "Well, what do you do?" "I'm a receptionist." "Well, what do you do?" "I'm a nurse," or an RPN, right? We give people our title when they ask, "What do you do?" Well, in reality, what that person is asking, when somebody says, "What do you do?" what that person is asking, they're really asking, "What can you do for me?" Don't miss this. When somebody says, "What do you do?" what they want to know is, "What can you do for me?" I say, well, I help leaders extract greatness from their people. That's my response. I don't say I'm a consultant or I'm a trainer or any of those other things. I help leaders extract greatness from their people. That's what I do. So if I respond that way and say, I help leaders extract greatness from their people, then that person now says, well, hold on, I'm a leader and I have people and I want to extract their greatness. So maybe I should do business with you. If you want to become a champion in your work, you've got to throw the title out the window. It's more about what you do. What do you do for the company? if you're working for somebody else? What do you do as a leader of the company if you're working in that way, in reverse? When you go into that mindset of what you do, it changes your actions. It changes your mindset. It pivots everything. Number 3 is you need to over deliver all the time. Over deliver all of the time. See, you have to understand that people love little surprises. They love surprises. They love gifts, especially positive ones, right? We don't necessarily love the negative ones, but they love surprises. They love gifts. They love the unexpected. There's something that's about the unexpected that is incredibly helpful, right? Anything above the agreed upon commitment is a tremendous win for both you and them, whether it be a client, a significant other, whether it be your kids, your employees. You see, they will all continue to come back for more if you over deliver on your agreement. People will always come back for more if they don't know what to expect, but they do know that it could be good or that it could be great. You see, when you continue to become a champion in your work, it becomes more and more crucial that you give more than you take. You see, what started off as an equal 50-50 relationship has to shift to an 80-20. I'm all about the 80-20. That's the way I like it. Hey, you bring me 20, I'll give you 80. That's my philosophy. And by having that philosophy, by understanding that I have to over deliver, that I have to give more, you want to become a champion in your work, become the 80 of an 80-20 relationship and watch what happens. Number 4, perform your responsibility as though death depends on it. Because it does. Because it absolutely does. I need you to be a top performer. You see, whether it's at home, whether it's in the office, whether it's or as an employer or as an employee, if you don't perform at the ultimate top level, you will be replaced. And once you become replaced, many people will lose. And yes, even some will die. But see, more than that, your soul will slowly begin to shrivel up and die. Because what you have to understand, when you're not performing at the top level, when you're not giving it all you got, when you're not a peak performer, that's not how you were built. That's not how you were designed. You see, you were designed by the God of the universe, the God that made everything. He made you to be the absolute best version of yourself that you could possibly be. Anything less than that, anything underneath that, if you're not striving towards that, if you're allowing yourself to settle anywhere below great, anywhere below excellent, if you're allowing yourself to settle in anywhere below that, it will shrivel up your soul. It will take away your joy. It will eat away at your life. You see, your life depends on you being a top performer, absolute peak. And every decision you make towards that, though seemingly small, every single decision you make towards that makes an impact. It makes an impact on your friends, on your family members, on your coworkers. You waking up this morning and watching this show today makes an impact on me.
Hey, I rise and grind, wake up and see my mind. I rise and grind, don't wanna waste my time. I rise and grind, wake up and see my mind.